Today I'm going to be talking about how we experience emotions with our body. Learning about William James and Walter Cannon was one of my favorite topics from my Psychology of Emotion class this semester, and talking about the body and the brain brought back memories from high school, from my psych and anatomy classes. So this was a fun topic to discuss, and I hope you find the video interesting. Enjoy! Okay, first, a bit of background. William James contested the common view of emotion and replaced it with experiencing event, a bodily response, and then a perception of emotion. He proposed that if we take away all bodily sensations, heart palpitations, muscle tensions, blushing, what would be left to prove emotions truly exist? Walter Cannon, student turned colleague of James, challenged his view. He believed that emotions were found in the brain rather than the body. Think of the different reasons why one might have shallow breathing or sweaty palms. Looking solely at bodily reactions would be too inconclusive to properly determine an emotion. Of course, we know today that both the body and the brain are crucial to understanding emotion. James's early writings actually refer to the autonomic nervous system. This has two branches. Parasympathetic is restorative. It decreases heart rate and blood pressure while increasing digestion and relaxation processes. Sympathetic is used with active purposes. It increases heart rate, blood pressure, and shuts down digestion. It's believed that this system helps with your flight or fight response. Going back to Cannon's concerns that bodily responses may be too vague, think about getting the chills. Do you experience a tremble down your spine or a tingle in your extremities? Getting the chills is nearly universal, but it represents various emotions. The shiver in your arms and neck comes from positive emotion like overwhelming joy or love. The shudder of the torso more so comes from negative emotions like fear or disgust. However, James helped conclude that some emotions are likely to be directly linked to some responses. Remember blushing? That response is likely to come from feeling embarrassed and not much else. An elevated vagal tone is seen only with compassion. Examining a body's reaction is not mutually exclusive, but it could help narrow the possibilities. A raised eyebrow could be surprise or desire, but not sorrow. A scrunched nose could be disgust or anger, but not joy. With this knowledge, let's look at some bodily sensation maps. Participants from Finland, Sweden, and Taiwan were asked where they feel 13 specific emotions. Obviously, each emotion displayed different activations within the body. When participants described where they felt each emotion, it accurately matched the topographies produced relatively universally. Comparing individual emotions, we can see where James's theories as well as Cannon's criticisms come into play. If we gather all maps of those with increased activation in the chest, this is what we're left with. Now let's say a person feels reasonable activation in their lower extremities. When we ask if they feel altered sensations in their arms and they report yes, we can eliminate a few more possibilities. With one last question, we'll be able to learn what emotion they may be feeling. Where are you feeling a change in activation most? If they say their face or chest, they're experiencing happiness. If they say their legs, it's sadness. If they declare their face, but especially their cheeks, it's shame. Notice how even though happy and sad are often considered opposite emotions, it took 4 questions to differentiate between them. Now this test isn't 100% conclusive, as not every emotion was analyzed and mapped, if that's even possible to do. Looking at it this way supports James. If we look at this alternatively with Cannon, we'll see the complications that can arise if we look exclusively at the body's responses. Significant increase in the chest. Considerable activation in the legs. Just decreased activation in the legs. Substantial increase in mouth or cheeks. Sadly, too many emotions affect the same areas of the body to produce undeniable results. I'm in no way an expert on psychology, anatomy, or physiology, but I hope I was able to teach you about some of the basics regarding how we feel emotions, including the debates or risks of relying too heavily on either James's or Cannon's theories entirely. Emotion is a complex process that scientists across the world are still trying to figure out. Our brains react and cause a response in our bodies, but that doesn't mean we can't perform an action and trick our brains into feeling certain emotions too. You might be bored after watching this lecture, so try and smile. Maybe you can trick your brain into releasing some happy serotonin. If I sparked your curiosity or you want to learn more, I left some links and resources in the description for you to check out. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed.